Hi, welcome once again to our geography class. You're welcome. I hope you enjoyed our last class. Oh, don't forget, in our last class, we talked about a very interesting topic, which is map skill, which is it's under the topic map work. Today, we are going to be talking about the continuation part of map work. And today, the topic we are considering under map work is map reduction and map enlargement. Don't forget, we learned that without skill, the map is less important. So today I'm gonna be teaching you on the content which entails map reduction, map enlargement, direction and bearing, and also grid. So these are the subtopics that really makes this map reduction and enlargement very interesting. We'll talk about map enlargement and reduction, we'll talk about direction and bearing, I will talk about the grid. So now let's go to map reduction. Map reduction is the reducing of map from its original size to a more smaller size. When talking about map reduction, there is a given map which we are required to make a smaller map of that size, and that is all what map reduction entails, making another map from the previous one which is regarded as the old map. Don't forget, all feature on the old map must reflect in the new map. Now, talking about the procedures of map reduction, first of all, we measure the length and width of the map that is given to us. Then we divide the measurement by the number of size wherein we are reducing new map to. Let's say if new map is to be reduced by 2 and our previous map measurement for the length is 20, the new map automatically becomes 10 centimeter. So using this judgment, we get the new size of our map after division of the previous map's measurement. In procedures for measuring our map, we entail that we get the accurate measurement of both the length and the width of the previous map. Then after given a specific size to reduce by, then we divide the measurement by that size of reduction. At this point, the number 3 procedure is very important. When you reduce the map, your scale also reduces. You reduce the measurement of your scale. Let's say the previous map has the scale of 1:100,000 centimeter. After reducing it, the new scale will become 1:200,000 centimeter. Why? Because the bigger the scale, the smaller the size of the map. At this junction, you also need to know that the features on the previous map will also be transferred to the new reduced map. In essence, that what is reflecting on the former map will also reflect in the new map, and it is to be reduced in proportion according to the size given to us of reduction. By so doing, our settlement, town, road have been reduced to the normal proportion. What then is map enlargement? Map enlargement is like the opposite of map reduction. It is whereby you make a more bigger map than the size you were given. Don't forget, in creating another map, either reducing or enlarging, there is always a given scale of either reducing or enlargement. In this case, it is making the exact map but in a bigger size. Here, the scales become smaller. Don't forget, I told you that the bigger the map, the smaller the scale, the bigger the map. Here is the procedure for map enlargement. As we know, we measure the length and the width of the original map given to us, and we multiply the length we've gotten from our measurement. This is to enable us to get the actual size for the new map that is to be enlarged. If the length were to be 15 centimeter in measurement of the previous map, the new map we are going to be getting, while increasing by 3, is to get 45 centimeter. And after the measurement, we enlarge the scale of the map. The scale, don't forget the way we said it, that the bigger the scale, the smaller the size of the map. The smaller the size of the map, the bigger the scale. The scale, then it's divided so as to get a little scale. Don't forget, if our scale were to be 1:100,000, the new scale will now be 1:50,000, because we are enlarging the map, gets a smaller scale. The procedures continue in the sense that we impute our feature of the old map into our new map so as to get a recreation of our previous map, but now in a bigger size. The enlargement of map entails that we get a correct size of the previous map, which is the original map, in a bigger way. And that's what map enlargement entails. Now we are going to direction and bearing. Yeah, welcome back once again. Talking about direction and bearing. What is direction? Direction helps us in describing the location of a feature on our map. In describing the position of one object or one feature on the map relating to another. It also helps us to make a pinpoint reference or of a location on our map, and with this we are able to get direction. Why? Because we make use of an instrument called the compass. When making reference to positions on map, we use the instrument called compass, and on the compass we have the 4 cardinal points. And if we look at our compass, we have the north, the south, the east, and the west, which is represented by N, S, E, W. Making reference to positions on map, positions like settlement, route, we need a scale compass to make reference to that. And in our compass, we have different form of positions. We have the north, south, east, west, which is the 4th cardinal point. We have the 8th cardinal point, which also includes northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. And also we have the 16 cardinal points, which includes north northeast, east northeast, east southeast, south southeast, south southwest, west southwest, west northwest. These are the features of the 16 cardinal points. Don't forget, our compass make use of all these positions in referencing a direction on a map, and it helps us to locate settlement routes easily on our map. Now we're talking about bearing. Bearing is another topic under our map work. It describes location more accurately than the direction. It helps us to make accurate references to locations by using degrees and measuring from north. Our true north is always depicted with the arrow N. In the measurement, we use the clockwise rotation and direction of compass in measuring our distances. To know the bearing or the location of a map, we need to know the true north. In determining location, there is always a projection of line from your measurement where the two lines intersect from the north to the south to east to west, and on the map you draw an angle to the projection. Measuring with a protractor, you get the degree of the location you are about to determine on the map. This helps us to get the accurate and exact degree of location on map. Next is the grid. The grid is also a way of referencing a location on our map. Like we have the grids of Nigeria. We also make use of grid in referencing exactly the squares, the meters of a map, and it is also in a uniform size while measuring in grid. It gives a lot more accurate measurement of the map. The grid line helps to make reference to location using the longitudinal line and the latitudinal line. Thank you for joining today's class. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. See you next time.